and gentlemen, this is it. From the glimmering shores of Mildea to the magma-filled caverns of the Obsidian Hold. From the frost-covered streets of the Winter City to the bustling markets of Elvania. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everything in between, welcome to Adia. Sadly, not everyone is with us this evening, but, missing players will be with us in due time. They're just missing this first session. We have a new Dungeon Master for this campaign, actually. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Steve, the Game Master. I will be both, playing the Game Master, the Grand Weaver, as one can title myself. You know, presumptuous and bold and totally not a pretentious asshole. So, I just want to thank everyone here. You know, Hunter, Eric, B,
Hi.
Jenny, all of you. Thank you for inviting me in to run a game. You know, there's some complications with the previous Game Master, and just busy with life, you know. So I am filling in for this campaign, however long that's going to be, and yeah, I am more than happy to run this game for all of you. It's been a while since I've Game Mastered for most of you. I've never Game Mastered for you, Hunter, but I am looking forward to it, and I do thank each of you for letting me do this for you. So,
Well, since you did the whole Octi bit, I'm just gonna go ahead and tear up the bit where I throw Octi under the bus.
oh, no worries. There'll be more of that later.
Just wanted to rip up some paper.
Yeah, I know. You just want to rip up paper.
Yeah, it's been 9 months.
It doesn't
folks.
need saving.
It has been
9
9
months.
months since we
I thought it
announced that we were doing another campaign, folks, but we're finally getting around to this. Actually, I don't know when we announced we were doing the Adia campaign, but it's been a while.
I think it was sometime in December.
thought it was
You
in
might be
January.
right about that.
I believe it
I mean,
was
didn't we like
December,
literally
so
stream our
this is
original
a
session?
year later.
We did stream that. That is a thing that we did.
You had an original session 0 for this campaign?
Yeah, that was on my birthday.
Oh, wow. All right.
That was a fun stream. We did some Kerbal Space Program in the background. It was a lot of rover driving, actually.
I
Anyway,
probably argued with Octi a lot because we do that when it comes to D&D.
that's
Yeah.
us. We also have some things for you folks at home. We have some digital goodies down in the description. Down there, you can find a wallpaper pack for all of our characters, and there will be thanks for that, of course, once I get through this whole segment. Another digital goodie we have down there is an interactive map of Adia, and it's got little bullet points on it that you can mouse over. It's got little facts and information snippets on all of the locations in Adia. And as this campaign goes on, more of those will be added. And there are 2 other maps that I haven't even showed these guys, which will also be added down there once we eventually get around to those. We also have to give a special thank you to Ryo Uku, that's RIOUKU, on DeviantArt, who did all of the character art for this campaign, all of the tokens and everything. She's a fantastic person. She was very patient with us. She did a fantastic job. Her DeviantArt page is down in the description as well, so head on down there and give her a lot of love. Or even
He was
better,
fantastic.
a commission, which that's
After my commission.
yes, sure, whatever. Look, the point is, artists are so goddamn underappreciated that
True fact.
we need to love
Pay
them
your
wherever we
artists.
can.
If artists do a good job, give them a tip. Tips are appreciated.
Was there anything else?
There weren't any other sponsors.
Yes, we have to thank our longtime friend of the channel, greenmangaming.com, for sticking with us. Their link is down below. Head on down there. That's our affiliate link. So whenever you buy something through that link, you're helping us out in turn. Also, all of the maps for this campaign are with Incarnate. That's I-N-K... It's spelled with a K. It's a fantastic online map maker, and you guys should definitely check it out. They have a free version, and they have a premium version. Disclaimer, we are not currently sponsored by Incarnate, although we wish we were. Call us, please.
Please.
And the last one is we are no longer using Roll20. We are now using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. Disclaimer, we are not sponsored by Foundry Virtual Tabletop. Yet.
I didn't even know this thing existed. Nobody told me.
It was kind of just thrown at me
totally.
like a couple of days ago, so...
Yeah.
I desperately wanted to use something other than Roll20, at least something that had a better looking UI, because come on.
I will admit, it is a better looking UI. I just wish I had more time to get used to it, so I apologize for the technical difficulties.
Yeah, disclaimer, this
I
first
appreciate
session
it,
is going to be a little bit off the rails. We have no idea what we're doing, but after this, we'll have a full week to figure things out, and after this, we're going to be using way less maps, because we're switching over to Theater of the Mind sort of style. Which I wanted to do from the beginning, but apparently I was very bad at communicating that, so I apologize.
Nope. I.e., you literally never said it.
I apologize.
That's
on
fine.
me.
We can apologize to Octi because I was the one who told him we needed these maps. Hey, at least I didn't tell him to do the entire next area because, you know... I'm not going to say what the next area is because that's something that everyone will be revealed later. Cough, cough. I may have posted it in the chat.
All of our
what,
maps,
really?
all of our world maps are also done in Incarnate. Our Incarnate, again, we wish we were sponsored by them, but we're not.
I'll save my words. for
And
Incarnate
that's
for later.
us. That's what we got going on. And hey, we're doing better than Critical Role, which spends like 15 minutes at the beginning of every episode going over their sponsors.
Well, I mean, they also have to talk about their store merch, all their charities, all the cool stuff that they're doing.
We don't
I
have
mean,
we don't have store merch yet.
yeah.
I am wearing a
You don't
Dungeons
have-
and Dorkheads
Hunter,
t-shirt
Hunter.
right now, though, so that's a thing.
Maybe wait a minute before trash talking Critical Role.
I'm not trash talking.
We're
Critical
not.
Role.
No, I mean Hunter. Just seems like he's trying to diss him. It's like, oh.
I've
this is
watched
better.
68 episodes of Critical Role to prepare for this show.
Okay.
Because I
What,
couldn't
campaign
get any
1 and
further
2
than
and
that. They're very long.
Yeah.
I bounced off Critical Role because I was.
No, we
bored.
love those guys. Please
I
don't
have a very difficult
get me
time
wrong,
just
we
watching
love
D&D.
those
Hey,
guys.
Hunter.
even
Hunter,
even if most of
edit-
us don't watch the show. I watch it. We love you guys. Don't worry.
Edit out the Critical Role part, Hunter. Because you know, I've watched campaign 1, 2, and I'm starting Exandria Unlimited, but that doesn't need to be mentioned. We can just cut all this out in post.
This is the uncensored, unedited, and completely unauthorized Dungeons and Dorkheads Adia campaign. Viewer
Penis
discretion
envy.
is advised. This is edited, don't worry. We have
Yup.
background music and everything. Don't worry. We're going
Yup.
all out
Yup.
for this show.
No worries. Hunter was able to nail the intro first time.
Definitely
Please tell
didn't
me
have
your-
to do 3 takes of that opening speech.
You only did
Wait.
2.
Yeah, you only did 2.
Wow,
Alright,
way to
back
put
on
me out like
topic, everyone.
that.
Back on topic, everyone.
Oh, boy.
Remember roleplay etiquette. Only one person talks at a time. Yada yada.
We're also
So,
switching up
and-
the way these episodes are shot a little bit. I'm no longer doing SJ Savage.
I don't know what what that is.
You
That's a
wouldn't.
big
Don't
change
worry.
for you,
That's a
Andre. You sure
Roan
you'll be able to
thing,
cope?
but
Yeah,
like
very
at the
true.
end of like every hour-long segment, I would say something to symbolize the end of a recording and the beginning of a new one, and it was S.J. Savage. So now I'm just gonna have one big long video clip in 1080p, so it's enormous, and I'm just gonna edit the snippets out of that.
You're just gonna have like a 2
Cool.
terabit
You're
hard
gonna-
drive reserved to this.
There is a 2 terabit hard drive that these are being written to, but there's 250 gigabytes free that I freed up specifically for this show. Sorry, I had to uninstall Doom Eternal.
Rest in peace, Doom Eternal.
Eternal.
Anyway.
And that's us.
so Alright,
That's
nothing
what
else?
we got going on.
Alright, cool. So, with that being done, I think it's time to finally roll into our first episode. Who's ready for some D&D?
I've been ready for 9 months, man.
Awesome.
9? I thought we started this in December.
We started planning this in
October.
October, my friend.
Oh.
Oh, indeed.
Now shut the
Oh,
fuck
that's-
up, it's time to do some Dungeons and
You're
Dragons.
Let's have him.
Alright,
Wow.
so, if the Game Master can have the stage, you all find yourself in a white space. Thank you. You find yourself in a white space, floating. A slight perception of what is up, what is down, what is around you. You attempt to move. There's nothing. You attempt to say something. There's no response. As if there's no reaction to your act. You try to figure out what is going on, but there's nothing. Time begins passing, and you feel time goes on and on. An uncomfortable amount of time passes, for finally, you hear a snap, and then purple swirl appears in front of you, and someone, a figure, appears. A robed figure, glowing eye, raw energy radiating off of them. They look about the lot, and then speak. Alright, I'm sorry. So, yeah, I guess this took a little bit. Hi, I'm the Grand Weaver. I am here filling in for... He stuffs his hand into his robe, which everyone is able to identify as, it looks like he's wearing a bathrobe and a cheap wizard hat. Pulling out a piece of paper, he unfolds it. I'm filling in for the Simp Lord. What kind of game master name is that? He crumples it up and throws the piece of paper behind him. Alright. Well, yep, I'm the Grand Weaver, filling in for the Simp Lord. I'm here to take you all on an adventure. Alright, let's see what we have here. Stargirl, is this the definition of bookish? Furry deer thing. Is that a fucking clown? What the... Alright. Great. Awesome. Alright. Hey, redhead, who are you?
What? Me? I'm Aria.
Hey, cool. What do you do?
I don't have a job. I'm jobless.
Hey, cool. Homeless red-haired person. Awesome. And anything else?
No.
Like you're not good with a sword. You don't blast lasers out of your eyes, anything like that.
I glow, but my hair's glowing.
Great. All right. Hey, bookworm.
Oh, hi. I'm Nicholas.
Okay. What do you do, Nicholas?
I'm a librarian.
All right. Anything else?
Nothing really. The only thing that comes to mind is I'm just looking for more knowledge. That's about it.
Cool. You want to read stuff? We got a hobo, a librarian, and all right. What about you, furry person?
Hi. I'm Sandra. Hello.
Is that all?
I am me, and what's going on?
Well, I'll get to that as soon as we get to the last person. All right, clown boy.
Honk.
My God, it actually fucking honked.
Hi.
All right. Who the fuck are you?
I am Zach. I am a seeker of fun things. Bones and skeletons and whatnot.
Oh God, it's
I
a
need
clown
to
that
know
likes
more.
bones. I don't think there's anything else more horrifying. I can't. All right. Well,
I mean, if
bad
you
news
have
for you
soda.
three. So, they have fucking soda here? I thought they only had those in other types of games. All right. Well, so bad news for you three. He motions to everyone who isn't Zach. So, the lot of you are about to go on an adventure, and don't worry about like any of this. This is just me getting kind of worked into this. So don't you worry about it. I'll go ahead and wipe your minds so that none of you really know each other when you. Or do you know each other? I don't know. I need to. Hold on. Give me a second. He snaps his finger, and then there's a flash, and his eyes, just the glow from them, wash over all of you. Okay. There we go. Alright, now I know everything I need to know about all of you. Wow, you really left out a lot of important details here. But, regardless. Clown guy, not as scary as one would think. All of you actually have stuff instead of being a motley band of hooligans. Alright, great. So, yeah, you're about to embark on an adventure. I apologize that this took so long, but, you know, filling in for someone else. There's already a world prepared for you. You know, places to go, things to see, heroic stuff to do. You know, this, that, the other thing. So, any questions for me before we get started? No? Awesome. So, if you just look at this point right here, he holds up a finger, and all of you, you know, more or less looking at him because there's nothing else to look at, just stare as a bright flash of white happens. Once again, your life is filled with white. And then, all of you exhale together and hear a commotion. There are people chatting around you. You hear the whirring technology. And all of you find yourself in a place that you remember. An airship. Your fuzzy mind begins to forget everything about that white space. You remember, oh yeah, you saw an airship flying by, and either purposely or just out of curiosity, decided to investigate. Going into a major city, going to the airship, finding that the airship is for the Adventurers Guild, located nearby the Wizard City. And getting on the airship, you embark on your quest to become adventurers. Getting on at various different times. Originally, only one of you was in a room. And then others showed up. As uncomfortable as it is, each of you find that you're all sharing a room with the other. And that's why these faces seem so familiar, or so you think. But as you find yourself in this commons area, entertainment hall, you're not exactly certain, but there's a buffet, there's a bar, and there's someone standing on a stage. Turning and looking out the glass windows, you see the land in front of you. There are mountains in the distance. You think you can see a town, very small. You're quite high up. You catch your breath. And as everything is taken in, as you finally get over the sensory overload, you see the elven individual standing on the stage, saying, "Right." And that is the rest of what we needed to go over. So, with that, I'll go around and speak to each of you individually if you have any questions. And this is where everything begins. And apparently, so, Hunter, you're going to be cutting this part out. What do you mean everything is black?
Yeah, I don't see anything. All I see is a pitch black.
Alright.
And then we could
So-
all see.
And then you can all see, and everything's right again in the... Man, I'm looking forward to the uncut version comments.
I am already at the bar.
Alright, so assumably most of you are at the bar. Anyway, I need to disable the... Alright, so... all of you find yourself surrounded by various other individuals. The people of note. There seems to be some sort of red-skinned individual at the bar, sitting there, multiple drinks deep at this point, being a bit loud and obnoxious, drunkenly slurring to the bartender, asking for another drink, as the bartender, with a stoic expression, just prepares another drink. You see some individuals sitting down on the couch near the bar, chatting lightly. You see that there are some individuals who are over at the buffet that's being stocked.
There's a buffet.
Yes, there's a buffet on the, I'll just say south part of the map because, you know.
Or over there, yeah. No, that's where
Yeah,
I'm gonna start then. Because my character
Alright.
took it just kind of popped for it popped, you know?
So yes, so you see that near the buffet there seems to be a woman who she seems to have long hair, more
Actually, at this point,
tribal attire.
Are you talking about me?
No,
Oh, never mind, sorry.
so there's a woman with long hair, tribal attire, and a big plate full of meats just scarfing down, as well as a 12-foot tall. Go ahead and if anyone wants to, you can make a nature check for me.
Nature.
I guess I will.
Oh, our
Okay.
first
Actually,
roll.
wait.
Our first roll of the campaign.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have a +3 in nature.
Zero poggers.
All right, go
Bravo.
for it.
One.
You got a 4.
I was
It's a
gonna roll.
That's
Big
I
a good
am
buck
sign.
a-
person.
You could
Wow.
go to. You could go to Eric.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, 1d20 plus 3.
Nice.
Nice.
22.
So,
Better.
Nicholas, you are easily able to identify this individual from the various books that you've read, while usually inhabiting mazes in deep dungeons or cursed mythological places. You see that this is a Minotaur, though they seem to be wearing a variety of. They actually seem to have loose-fitting clothing on, and weapon on back, as most of these individuals do have their weapons. Though with that role, you are also easily able to identify a holy symbol hanging around his neck, that of Palor, the god of the sun. They are sitting near that more Ulven woman who is greedily scarfing down meat. Ironically, the Minotaur seems to be the more civilized of the two and is eating a bit more respect. You see that sitting over at the couch section, there are two individuals, a dwarf wearing robes, as well as what looks to be a type of plague doctor who is wearing their mask currently. They have a crossbow at their side and what looks to be a bone saw. And then over far by the windows, there seems to be another robed figure that is just looking out the window. You see the Guild Herald still standing on the stage, as well as nearby there looks to be a knight of a more tanned complexion and almost bronze hair. So, since all of you are kind of out and about, can each of you just roll initiative for who will act first?
Okay.
Let me actually. I can.
What is my initiative?
Natural 20.
All right. Well, it looks like Sandra's going first. Let's figure who's going second.
Uh,
Oh, never mind.
I have 0
I have
initiative.
+2. What's yours?
+3.
Damn.
I'm
Boom!
gonna assume in it means initiative or.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 0 initiative then. Just a default. 16's pretty good.
Is the clown gonna go last or out?
I'm trying to see how this thing works because I'm using the macro bar. And
You know what I
Too
like?
focused on his
Just
on
press
his murdering
I'm
spree-
pressing the
his
button.
murdering
Yeah,
spree.
dude, we get.
fuck it.
I
I'll
downloaded
just,
a
there you
dice
go.
button for you guys.
Hang on, I'll send you a thing real quick. Does your thing look like this?
I'm just gonna do that. Sorry, what?
That's what my D20.
Well, the
looks.
clown's going ahead of me. I'm going last. Okay,
Yeah,
screw
I
me
have the
then.
macro thing, and it just don't execute. But it's fine. I did that anyway.
You can also click. Okay, so
16's not a bad roll.
you can also click on it. That also makes it work.
I have been clicking on it. Nothing happened.
Weird. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool. So Sandra,
Well-
Aria, Zach, and Nicholas.
All right. Well, the encounter tracker is being a pile of garbage, and I can't figure out how to do anything with it. So,
Started.
yeah. It's not actually
New
letting.
programs.
Yeah, I know.
We'll get it next week, folks.
Yup. Anyway, doesn't matter terribly much.
Actually, no, we won't.
So,
We're still on this session next week.
I mean, subject.
We'll get it.
You'll be cutting this anyway. So, I wonder how many times in the
What are
unedited
cool
version
dice
people
rolls? Are you
appear.
insane?
Oh no, we're not cutting the initiative rolling part. We're cutting the me struggling to figure out the fucking combat encounter thing.
Well, it's a good thing because Firefox is just shitting the bed right now.
Yeah. Anyway,
Shouldn't have opened up my dice things.
I like. Hold on, I want to fuck with something for a second.
Okay, there we go. Now it's working.
Initiative. 3. But did that? Oh man, look at that! It actually added you. Well, shit.
Ooh,
alright.
that's me.
Yup, you have been added to the Okay, everyone go to your character sheet and roll initiative again. I'll edit the numbers.
Hey,
Or not. I'll just reformat it.
Wait, how do I roll initiative anyway from this?
Wait,
You just click on initiative.
Yep, there it
Wait.
is.
where's the button for
I rolled for
initiative?
initiative. It's not the
19.
result I wanted.
Where's the button for initiative?
I clicked on it
You just click on the
Yeah.
thing that says initiative.
in your sheet.
In my sheet.
Yeah,
in the
your sheet.
in the in-game sheet. If you set it
Yeah.
up.
Literally click the word initiative.
And-
Wait,
the
on my
worst.
like the sheet that I made earlier.
I got literally the worst.
You just-
Double click
you just
on
did
your
it.
token and then click initiative.
The clown is too busy
Oh!
fiddling with something.
Double click, and then click initiative.
The clown is
Um,
distracted by a fucking
there,
cup of
you got it.
Faygo, I guess.
What? I didn't hit anything.
It just says you rolled.
Yeah, no, I rolled it.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
Uh,
I'm
no,
not
It's
you're
used to
fine,
it.
it's fine. We're all. Even I'm
Alright,
still
so
trying to
it-
figure
the-
out this program.
The order was Sandra, Aria, Zach, and Nicholas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, cool.
Wait, no,
Yeah,
Nicholas
I
Zach.
still
Zach
rolled
was
really
last.
high on that.
Oh, Zach is last? Alright.
Yep.
I guess we're going off the second roll then.
You rolled a
Okay.
1.
No, we're going off the first roll. Nope.
Wait, no, Nicholas was last. I'm sorry.
Was Nicholas last?
Nicholas is last. He got 16.
Yeah, I got 16.
I got
so
mixed
I'll
up
be
by
last.
everything. Sorry.
Okay.
I got a 3.
So, can I? Alright, hold on. Begin combat. Okay, there. So anyway,
boy.
now we're able to actually cut back into the video because we're done fucking with shit. Anyway, man, I really hope that in the actual edited one, I'm swearing and being a fucking doofus less. Bleh. Anyway, Sandra,
Yes.
you have initiative.
Are we actually fighting anyone right now?
You're fighting your urge to get a drink.
I am already halfway down a cup of wine.
But you could have more wine.
I haven't finished the wine I have.
You could
Since when
have
did that ever stop you? What would you like to do?
I will drink my wine quietly.
All right, you quietly drink your wine. Is there anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Aria,
Hello.
what would you like to do?
So I'm over by the buffet. I want to grab a plate full of the most nutritious looking stuff. Like stuff that'll really fill me up, not just taste good.
So, there's a variety of substances here. You can see fine cuts of meat, what looks to be you do see a spread of ratatouille, a lasagna that seems to be vegan, as well as there's a cheesecake. There's what appears to be a thicker stew or chowder. You're a bit undecided, as the culinary difference between stew and chowder has not been officially negotiated within the higher echelons of society.
I looked
But-
at it and I definitely decided to stew. It's not chowder, I swear to God.
So, deciding that it is a stew, eyeing it up, it does have quite a bit of nutritious things in it, though it is not vegetarian or vegan. You definitely see meat. There are various breads, etc. There are actually you see specific loaves set out that one would be able to refer to as a peasant bowl. They already have the top cut and inside ready to be removed, so that you can open it up and just pour soup inside of it. So,
Cool, so
There
I'm
it
gonna get myself a bowl of stew, a
okay.
couple cuts of meat, and some bread.
All right, so you stack up your plate with the choosings that you wish,
And then as I pass by it, I look over to the cheesecake, and then is anyone looking at me right now at all?
not really.
I snatch a slice of cheesecake, and I badly hide it between all the other pieces of food I have.
All right, make a sleight of hand check.
Slight hand check, okay. let's see. My sleight of hand is +2. So, whoop. 20. Hobo 20.
Not
20?
not even the waitress who is behind the buffet notices.
All right, cool. And then I'm gonna go sit down and enjoy my meal at the most non-threatening table, even if that means an empty one.
An empty table you sit at for sure. It's a bit closer to that unusual robed individual who's kind of peering out the window. You see that there appears to be a glass filled with some sort of, one would assume, alcoholic beverage, just floating next to them magically. And if you wish to identify the magic, it'd be Arcana, but it's not particularly important.
So which seat should I, which table would that be, actually?
It's the, oh man, how do I ping? Is this the ping button?
I can see your mouse. It's right here.
Yeah, that, you'd be over there.
Yeah, okay. I go
I'll
over here and
find you
sit
a
over here with
ping
my hood up
function,
and just
don't
kind of
worry.
mind my own business.
So, you sit down and begin minding your own business, stuffing your face
What's stuffing?
in whatever
Okay,
in
I'm
whatever
stuffing
speed. The soup, it has a very wide variety of spices and herbs added in, and the produce is all fresh. You'd seen them when you embarked in town. They had been moving boxes and boxes of supplies onto the airship, but one would assume that the usual tavern that you were being able to scrounge food in when you were allowed in, they usually wouldn't have terribly many herbs and spices, but an airship that travels the world has quite the exotic variety. It is decadent. Even the bread itself seems more verbose than
Not a
the
hint of
simple.
gold.
Surprisingly, yes. It's almost as if they freshly made this for the meal. And mixed with the soup itself, one would assume that with the breads that you usually have, it's unfortunately the, like bakeries try and get rid of the day-old bread. You're kind of used to that 3-day-old bread that's starting to get a bit questionable. Like if you dunk it into even that rock, if you have to like soak it in the, if you could even call it soup, and then it would kind of start getting a bit mushy. This somehow is soft and plush in the center, but firm enough on the outside to where you can actually pick up the bread bowl itself and it continues holding the soup. And it is a marvel of both cooking engineering and taste. So, you begin enjoying your meal. Is there anything else that you would wish to do?
I'm gonna keep an eye on the clown. He seems sus.
Okay, you begin watching the clown. Are you trying to do it stealthily, or are you trying to just, watch him as you're
Just
eating?
looking.
Okay, so then, if that's all you wish to do, we can shift over to Zach. Zach, first I want you to make a perception. Well, actually, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception.
Wait, wouldn't Sandra be next?
Oh, that's
Sandra is already done.
Actually,
12.
you would be next.
Alright, so you can, if you wish, you can
yeah,
choose.
Nicholas. I think it'd be Nicholas before me.
No, we're going off the first roll.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Fine then.
I adjusted everything. Don't worry about it. This is the order that we're going in. You had time to argue before. So Zach, if you choose to, you can roll perception, but other than that, you can continue on as you would.
Sure, perception. Let us roll if I can get this thing to work. You know what? I'll just type it in. Up. Clown vision activate.
So you kind of feel as though you're being watched. You're used to, in the various areas, keeping your senses aware for anyone monitoring you, any external factors affecting your person, and you certainly feel a pair of eyes on you. Looking about the room, it's not hard to notice someone who's basically glowing, their eyes locked on you.
Zach locks eyes and then heads to the food tray, picking up purely meats and
Is he
sweet
still
foods.
looking at me while you
Yes.
the whole time? Like, just... Yeah, after a couple seconds of being stared at, I'm just gonna go back and just stop looking.
Okay.
Picking only that which is meat or just like a
So-
dessert.
There is ham, there is bacon, there are cuts of prime rib, as well as ribs themselves.
Stacking it
there,
on each other. There's no order to it. It's all going together.
yep, you just have this. You see, you first start with a good base layer of ham that covers the plate, a little bit hanging off the edge, but that's fine. And then you make a mound of bacon underneath that. Slap a rib on top of that so that the arc of the rib goes over the bacon perfectly. And then, because the prime rib, the large cut of thick, juicy meat, is so big and heavy, when you layer that down on top of it, everything is weighed down and doesn't move. See, you're using some logic in this. You know how to get cases covered or uncovered. And then, of course, you'd grab a second plate and start piling cheesecake and cupcakes and, ooh, look, custard.
So just takes that and just heads over to the seat across from her.
So you walk right over, set down your plates, and plop down across.
Just checking.
from-
The whole time has Zach been staring at her?
Yes.
Uh, Zach, make a performance check for me.
All right.
Is that high?
It's not that bad.
So you attempt to like maintain eye contact the entire time, but like as you're trying to get this masterpiece set up, you keep having to actually like look at what you're picking up. So like you're like trying to do an intense like glare at them, but you
Oh
keep,
no,
you
no
know,
glare. Just a huge smile, huge stare.
Yeah, you're attempting to stare, but you're like frequently doing the like head flick over to what you're actually picking up, and it takes you a bit. So you drop a couple of pieces of bacon, and by the end, when you have your plates stacked, there's a toppled over cupcake as well, and just an unenthused look at the on the wait staff's face. She just kind of looks at.
Cordially trot off to the table with the honk and return to the waitress.
As soon as you honk, she's a bit taken aback, but you continue on. So you are sitting down across from the observer.
Yeah, I'm kind of taken aback by the constant
Just sit
stare.
down and commence just like eating the food, pour taking a bit of like pie, putting it on the meat, and then just shoveling in the mouth.
Are you making a meat and pie sandwich?
Yes, it is a meat and candy sandwich. It's great. This is complete bullshit for health, but it's great.
Aria can't help but look at the clown judgmentally at the massive unhealth on display here.
Ari, go ahead and make a wisdom save for me.
A whiz save?
Correct.
Okay, cool. That's a +6 because I'm Hoggers.
Jesus.
What would a roll for clownery be?
All right. So you maintain a stoic expression in the face of absurdity. Like there's pieces of your mind that are like, this is not okay. I'm in danger probably, but sure enough, you look past it and
Progress!
Can I do like an insight check to see if this clown has malicious intent?
go for it.
To be honest, the answer
what's
to
the- what's
clownery
the
would probably be
opposite roll for that?
intimidation.
To hide your intentions?
Yeah, just deception, I guess.
Yeah, roll deception.
Cool.
If you can.
It's pretty hard with the +8. Jesus.
You would have to roll a nat 20. That's the only way you would do it.
Yeah.
So,
Literally
yeah,
can't.
it's
A
there's
battle of
just
the mind
this.
right now.
Jitty, what do
It-
you
it
have
is-
that's +8? My God.
Insight. I'm very good at reading people.
God damn.
So
I also
anyway,
have insight.
Sorry.
Oh.
anyway, yes, the two of you kind of lock eyes, and Arya kind of picks up the vibe that they're being fucked with as the clown is fucking around.
I mean, what intent does Con have right now?
Clownery.
Con, it's literally just clown. Okay.
Honk.
Just honk.
Uh-huh.
Yep, you have been the chosen target of the clown's wrath. So,
Alright. I'll have my reaction to that after Nicholas goes.
alright. Was there anything else that Zach had to do? I'll take that as a no.
Nope.
So, continuing on. Nicholas.
I guess I go up to the bartender and just ask for, I don't know, a lemonade or something like that. If they
As you
have
ask-
lemonade.
As
So-
you ask for a lemonade, they kind of look at you, look down at the bar, look back at you, and just
Okay,
go,
fine.
"I'll see what I can do." And they walk over, and you hear the pouring of water, and they grab a bunch of lemons that one would assume that they're used as a garnish, and they just start, squeezing the lemons, and it takes them a little bit, but they look at you and say, "Do you want this hard or?"
This is fine as is.
All right then. If you're sure you don't want me to add anything, they take one of their stir sticks, give it a twirl, and hand it on over to you.
Thank you.
And it's less a lemonade; it's more of a lemon-flavored water. But they did the best they could with what they had.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I guess I'll go look at the buffet and see what food they have, and then ask the waitress what would be her choice for the best food.
So you look, and there is a variety of everything. As the waitress looks at you, she kind of looks you up and down, and she's like, "Well, you do need a bit of meat on your bones, so maybe some more meat-based food would be good, though you do look to be a bit elven. So if you do prefer greens, we do have a vegan lasagna, the ratatouille, a variety of, if you haven't tried that, there are some salads that we've gotten that have a couple of jungle ingredients as well as, your typical affair, a little bit from the elven land itself. We have them all in separate bowls, so you can toss your own salad if you'd like. We also have a variety of fruits. So, personally, the vegan lasagna is quite good. I'm not sure if you were one who partakes in meat.
I'm okay with the vegan lasagna, actually, so I'll have that.
So, do you help yourself to some vegan lasagna?
Yep.
There's also a selection of desserts on one of the ends. Would you like to partake in any of the desserts?
Okay, sure.
All right. So you grab some desserts, you grab some vegan lasagna, and you see there are a variety of individuals who are kind of sitting about. They're you see what looks to be over in. I'm just gonna grab the ruler tool, and over at this table over here, there seems to be a group of friends who are all kind of like, commingling, laughing, etc. At this table right here, there seems to be the Ulven woman and the Minotaur, and then the far table over here appears to be a clown and a sparkly lady that are doing something. There's honking, there's weird food stuff. you do see there is someone like snacking at the bar, as well as the Ifriti individual is yelling for the barkeep to make them another drink stronger. There are, some people lately snacking over at this couch over here, and there are open seats near the window that appear to have, some side tables that you can set either plates or drinks down upon.
I guess I'll sit at the middle table and eat my food and drink my lemonade.
Okay. So you take a seat at the middle table as to, not attempt to draw too much attention. The Minotaur, looking at the elven woman, you overhear him saying, "Well, I do think you should slow down at least a bit. Even if your stomach couldn't take it, I feel you're going to consume more than needed. It is a bad habit to be wasted." To which all you hear is a response from the woman.
Actually, I want to roll for a perception check. I just want to see what's completely around me right now.
Okay, well, I did give a general description. There isn't anything particularly... Is there anything you're looking for in specific, or...?
I guess not really. Like, I was just thinking... I guess I was more just curious about the Minotaur and the Elven woman.
What in particular would you want to know about them?
Well, since I'm like a bookworm, I obviously never met many races outside of the Elven Kingdom since I was always in the library.
Mhm.
So I'm more curious about the people around me because this is completely new to me, other than just reading the books about them.
Mhm. If you would like, you can certainly either, I would say, roll a history check, or you could just walk up to them and ask.
Trying to think. I guess I'll just roll a history check. That plus 5 is looking very good right now.
All right.
Oh.
6, not 9. All right.
11, so I know
You-
something about them, but that's about it.
Once again, like Minotaurs, you hear that they are from legend. You don't really know much about Minotaurs or where they came from. It's definitely an unusual sight. He's taking up 2 chairs by himself, and the wolf-like woman. You feel like there's maybe a town that they may have come from, but certainly an unusual sight.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking right now.
That table is arguably more unusual than the clown that's stuffing their face. Like, socially unusual, yes. Visually unusual, other table.
I mean, literally, the tables I'm next to have 2 women just chowing down. And also, a clown also chowing down. I kind of forgot about that part, too. I didn't want to say that out loud, so I hope that didn't count as being out loud. Okay, good.
You did not. So, was there anything else in specific that you'd like to do? I'll take that as a...
I'm thinking, I'm sorry. I guess I want to talk to the Minotaur because I'm just curious, really.
Alright, so did you want to swap tables to the table with the Minotaur?
I guess, sure.
Alright, so you stand up and moving tables. The Minotaur as you sit down, lets out a sigh and just says, I apologize for Era's behavior. Hopefully it does not put you off of your appetite.
Not
And
really. I
with-
mean,
with-
I'm more just sorry.
With that, Era, who you would assume that is her name, with, part of a rib of a bone, or bone of a rib sticking out of her mouth, says, Hey, that's the wrong how I'm eating. And he just once again sighs.
Oh, hello. Nice to meet you too.
A pleasure.
just-
My name is Bronzel Mazeborn. That is Era Silverbar. And who might you be?
I'm Nicholas. Honestly, I'm just curious to meet you guys since I know nothing outside of my own kind. So, yeah.
Quite the sheltered one. I can relate to that. The Minotaurs are not greatly seen, and I was a bit concerned initially when the Adventurers Guild recommended I come with them. I worried that being seen as a bit more of a beast, they tried to attack, but they guaranteed that with all of the various races commingling now, one of my kind isn't the most unusual thing that you'd see. He kind of looks towards Era so that she, would continue and introduce herself, but she just kind of continues eating.
So-
Not one for words, that one. She's more for action and the hunt. That is Era. Era Silverbark, if I remember, from Wolf Nora.
Okay. So how long have you guys been in the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, we're actually new join. I myself was picked up maybe on the first half of the airships around the continent. I'm actually from the southern desert. If I'm to be more accurate, the Maza ruin. I managed to find my way out of the labyrinthian underbelly through the light of Pale guiding me. I longed to see the light of day, and he made it so. Now, Era, on the other hand, has been here a while and has been eating the airship out of most of their supply of meat. Era
I've
finally
noticed.
barks up. Yeah, well, they put it here for me, so I'm gonna eat it. And she finally swallows. How's it going, Elfie? Alright. What do you even have on your plate there? Oh, is that some of that vegan lasagna?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
really eat much.
Yeah, I can tell. Look at how skinny you are. She just flexes, and she's wearing a half jacket. And as she flexes, you can see that on her upper arm, the jacket just tenses, and she is jacked.
Question.
Go on.
Can I see this from where I'm sitting?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I am flustered.
You would be able, honestly, you'd be interested in watching a arm wrestling match between Era and Bronzel, just because as she's flexing, you are no stranger to strength, and she certainly has strength. So, I'm here to go on a hunt, kill some mythical beasts, And eventually, I'm planning on fighting a dragon.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to rip one of those bastards' necks out with my teeth.
Can I hear this?
She gives a wide grin, and you just see some pretty savage canine. And Sandra, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is... Second. It is 14.
What is it?
14.
Yeah, she's not being quiet about this. You certainly hear this wolf-like woman. She's just kind of, boasting aloud.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else to say.
So why are you here, Elfie?
Well, really, I just wanted to explore the world. I was tired of just being a librarian all the time. So I wanted to explore the world, see the world's races and whatnot.
Yeah, I understand that. When it was getting boring hunting the same thing, humanoid here, animal there, doesn't really matter. They all kill the same. I need something bigger, better. I'd fight this guy here. She kind of motions over towards Bronzel. But, he's innocent. He's not fighting. But, if you provoke me, she kind of shoots a challenging glare over towards Bronzel, who just remains stoic. She looks over towards you. Right, Elfie, just, stay out of trouble. We won't have a problem. I only
Okay.
fight who needs to be fought.
I go to the right table, the table that has Sandra and Zach at it.
Mhm.
That's
Aria.
Aria.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Sandra's
Oh, I
the
got names
alcoholic.
messed up for some
Also,
reason.
that's like a whole table away.
Oh, it's fine. He doesn't know the characters.
No, I
No,
mean,
you
like,
just
literally,
end
there's a
up in
table. Okay, so he's literally going to our table. I
Yeah.
imagine him leaning over, and it's like, bro, you're leaning over an
Oh,
entire
yeah,
table.
I'm just gonna jump over the table.
Excuse me, do you know how lanky elves are?
I just imagine one of those pictures of just like a really extended neck.
Yeah,
Just twist myself around.
it's like the long cat.
Yeah, it just mayhaps I twist myself around and meet new people.
Okay. So you pick up your food once again and swap tables, and the two who are at your table, the Bronzel and Era, they kind of like give you a questioning look as you just stand up and walk away. But Bronzel looks to Era and she's like, "I told you were a bit abrasive."
So I introduce myself to the two people that are on the right table.
All right, how do you
Hello.
introduce yourself?
Hello,
The clown
my
is busy juggling cake and slowly staring at the elves, slowly twisting head around.
Zach, go ahead and make a performance check for me.
Okay. Should be the same thing as last time. 13, right? No, +3. I mean, yes.
Wait, plus 13, holy shit.
No, +3.
Oh, okay.
So you've been juggling that cake for a while, and it just splatters on your hand, and there's just nothing else to juggle. You've made a complete mess of the tabletop, but
Doesn't even flinch.
Yeah, I make sure to, like, make sure my food isn't, like, splooshed with cake.
Just locks eyes with the elf newcomer while just the cake squishes through hand.
You do your best to protect your food from cake, but it's a futile effort.
It is.
Hi.
Hi.
You have a book.
Yes, I do
I
have a book.
too.
Hello, my name's Nicholas. I was a librarian, and now I'm just exploring the world because I'm curious.
Here. Zach pulls out just a random, just really roughly battered up copy of one of his shitty ghost books and just hands it to Nicholas, not even giving him his name, just pointing at the name on the book.
There is no cake on the book.
Name on the book.
Oh, so your name is Zach. Okay. Who's the person from the far right of you?
I don't know.
Oh. So, okay then. Hello, Miss. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Aria. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I kind of like inch away from the sudden new people just walking up to my table.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Like I'm
didn't
not
mean to
literally like
disturb you.
walking away, but you can see my body language is just trying to keep my distance.
So, what brings you to this airship?
It's an airship. Got on it. Why else would you get on an airship?
Well, I just figured there would be a reason, like, like go exploring or want to visit somewhere else or want to go on vacation or something.
Well, I'm not gonna give you my
No.
life story.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
Hmm. Knowledge of the occult. Knowledge of cool things. Spooky things.
Oh, that's interesting.
Do you want the book?
Uh,
Sir just,
not
shoves
really.
it.
Okay, I'll take the book.
Also, upon mentioning of like the occult and unknown and whatever, just Arya gives kind of like a side eye to Zach.
Do you want a book?
Not wanting to anger the con, I just kind of nod, just like, yeah, sure.
Just pulls out another fucking headless copy out.
I take
I
it.
guess
and
I'll put
I
Zach's
wipe
book
away
in my inventory.
the inevitable cake that's on it with my sleeve.
Do either of you open the book?
No. I just kind of like put it away into my saddlebag, in my bag. just
I
kinda,
guess
like,
I'll roll for perception just to make sure the book isn't dangerous or anything like that. So,
Perception, huh?
yeah.
Investigation, actually.
Oh, that
Oh,
would be,
I just
ooh.
realized something.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm gonna
investigation.
eat
That's
that
only a
book.
+1. I can do that
Oh.
though.
To about right over here. When Zach isn't looking.
Alright, so make
Oh, that is bad.
it's certainly a book, Nicholas. And Arya, make Slate a hand.
Oh, I didn't know you can sleight of hand checks.
You're trying to be sneaky.
So far, I'm not really proving I'm a librarian.
So,
Yeah, I'm eager to get this thing out of my hand because I just came to a horrific realization.
so yes, Nicholas, the book does not appear to be trapped. What do you do with it?
I guess I'll just put it into my whatever I'm keeping my stuff into, my inventory for later. If I want to read it later.
You examine the book pretty obviously, and trying to see if it's trapped, and very not subtle about it, and then you immediately stick it in your bag. And Arya, seeing as how Zach appears to be distracted by someone rudely investigating the book, you just take the book,
Like, I don't want to,
put
like...
it under
I'm
the
not-
table a bit, and just throw it, and
Yeah, I'm not,
uh,
like, throwing it with all my might. It's more just kind of like I flick my wrist to throw it in that direction.
yeah,
Oh,
and that's
I'm
exactly
sorry.
what you do, and it goes a bit, and then you just hear a thwomp as it hits the ground with completely flat, and it's very obvious to everyone. The robed individual who has their glass floating in the air turns and looks, and you just see the mask covering their face, and you drew some attention, but you've been drawing attention this entire time.
Yeah, I don't really mind about the attention. I just want to get the book away.
This,
And then knowing
Oh.
that you probably saw, I just kind of look at the clown with like a bit of a scared, like he almost got me kind of look. Just
I'm now a bit saddened by the book being on the ground, but whatever. I don't even know what's in the book, so I just.
hate
You can
books.
you can open the book if you want. So anyway, with that, swapping around again, Sandra,
Yes.
oh,
as you are sitting there, kind of it's hard not to be distracted by the spectacle of these hooligans. As unusual as some of these people are, there seems to be a table full of hooligans that are, one would say, clowning about.
Uh-huh.
And you
Yes.
do notice Guild Herald pendant.
Hmm.
They make their way over towards you.
To me.
And yes, specifically to you.
Okay.
And they give you a warm smile as they approach and say, so, Miss Sandra, correct?
Yes.
So, if I do recall, those seem to be the individuals that you are bunking with over there. I do apologize for the accommodations, but we tend to gather people and, test the waters so that you can get used to some of the other individuals before we get to the Adventurers Guild. If you don't mind gathering with them, I understand that you're having a bit of a tranquil moment by yourself, but I do need to speak to your lot here, just to go over a bit of the itinerary and answer any questions as a group that you may have. So if you do not mind moving over towards the table with the rest of them.
Okay. And I just sort of down the last of my wine and I follow him over.
He gives you a smile as you shuffle on over to the group, and the Guild Herald kind of makes their way around, picking the book up off the ground, and they make their way to the far side of the table, and they make their way over and stand at one of the ends near the chair. They motion for you to sit down at the table as well, Sandra.
I'll just go on record. I don't actually know these people.
So one thing I should mention is, while you all have been traveling, over the course of the travel, you all have been escorted to specific rooms, and you have seen these people at least once, because all of them are sharing a room with you.
I did not share that room.
Yes.
I was not informed of this.
I did not share that room. I had my bedroll up on the deck.
So
Because Zach
they-
snores.
You think it's snoring.
It's honking.
So
I don't know what it is, but I did not sleep in that room.
So, you're at least all assigned to the room together. So, the Guild Herald kind of motions for you to take a seat and just smiles at the end of the table.
I guess I do.
Right. So, I do thank all of you for being here. I apologize about the accommodations again. That's one of the frequent complaints that we have. But, so, you have come aboard the Adventurers Guild airship. You're being taken to the guild itself. And all of you will be, for a temporary time, assigned to a group together, but that doesn't take place until party allocation day. When we arrive at the Adventurers Guild, everyone is given rooms. You're sorted as accommodations need, and if I know that some individuals prefer to either sleep outside or in a solitary place, while others prefer to have indoor beds. Those who need solitary rooms, we do our best to make accommodations. Once you get settled in, the first week is training and assessment. As we assess your abilities, give you a member's rank. It's a temporary rank. Over the days that you are being trained, the rank can adjust. But for the first week, it's mostly training to some individuals have been on this airship for a bit and they have fallen out of practice. This is quite the comfortable ride, I must say, and well, having my own private quarters and these private chefs here, it's quite nice. But nonetheless, you have a good week to train, and then there is the assessment. After the assessment, when all of your abilities are assessed, there comes party allocation, which, if you all find individuals that you enjoy the company of, you are able to request them joining your party. If you find that you have a working group of 3 to 5, then you can decide to register. But if you end up not having a complete party, the allocation day is there so that we're able to have balanced adventuring. Just making sure that there's a healer available, one who can do some form of trap detection, arcane detection, etc., as normal adventuring parties do. So don't worry. If this group here isn't to your liking, this is not your permanent mainstay. And if this group is missing anything, the guild will accommodate. I will mention that sometimes groups can be larger than the 5 maximum. I think the largest expedition had, I think it was 9. But that's beside the point. After group allocation day, we go through group training. Training exercises as you all as a group before the intro to dungeoneering. We do have a rudimentary dungeon nearby the Adventurers Guild, and it will just go over your specialized skills as individuals. Those who are arcane will practice being able to identify strange magic. Those who are good at tracking, and there will be we occasionally have some more of our beast folk patron and individuals shuffle their way through the dungeon as to leave tracks to allow you to track them, and those skilled with traps, we have some less hostile traps to train with. And after a little bit of training, on to week 3 is the group dungeon training, where we schedule out times, and your entire group goes into the dungeon together and has the test dungeon. There will be some monetary reward. You potentially will find items, and once again, all of this is not a lethal dungeon. Once we get to week 4, there is the quest and locational assignment. You will be given a starter quest, usually in a nearby town, and once you have completed that and reported back, we will find a location that works best for you. If that is either in an urban environment, in a more winter climate, or a more forested climate, that I would assume that some of you, kind of urban forest is the feel I'm getting from this group, you'll be assigned property. So, are there any questions on what might be to come?
The
Not-
clown stairs.
The Guild Herald kind of
87
looks at
sessions
you.
worth of training missions await.
Aria just kind of
boy.
shakes her head lightly,
No.
hearing the sudden silence, and zones back in.
The Guild Herald snaps their finger, and all of the cake just pulls itself off of Zach and the table and just congeals into a ball and just lightly sets itself down on a napkin.
Zach pulls the ball towards his plate.
And the Guild Herald just gives you an authoritarian look, but doesn't say anything. Well, if you do not have any questions,
I look around to the rest of the table.
When
Well,
do we get started?
Yep.
we are likely a little more than a day out. We should be arriving closer to nightfall, and potentially arriving in the morning. When we usually, if we have a earlier arrival, allow everyone to rest a bit more, get ready on their own time, and then make their way into the guild. There is the adventure celebration. As some of you may hear, once it is a earlier spring celebration, the airship had taken off for its month-long round of the continent, and once everyone has been collected, that month-long round of the continent, all of the adventurers that are able to make their way to the Adventurers Guild, and there is kind of the inaugural introduction day where all of the new adventurers arrive and some of the bigger adventurers are able to greet them, show what it truly means to be an adventurer, etc. It's, a good time to not only reconnect with old colleague for them, but give inspiration to those who are newer and show how far they've come in the year. There's, of course, reassessment for the various ranks within the guild, and, those good technical bureaucratic things.
Hmm.
So, if there wasn't anything else, I don't want to keep interrupting your meal, he says with a reluctant tone, for too much longer.
Yeah, I think that's it. Does anyone else have any questions?
Nope.
Right. Well, if you do have any more questions, do come find me. I will be primarily watching over everyone from the stage, but I occasionally do go to the upper deck and peer out a bit, though. My room is at the end of the hallway with the cabins right at the beginning. If you have any questions, do feel free to knock. But with that, I thank you for your time and do excuse myself. And the Guild Herald makes their way back to the stage.
Does that guy seem sketchy?
He's a bureaucrat. Of course he's
Yeah,
sketchy.
what?
Do you want to roll insight on them?
I absolutely do.
I kind of blink a lot and I go, is he gone?
What? I was too busy reading my book a little bit, but I think I got some of it.
The clown
Like,
also
we're
writes
gonna
rolls
need some
insane.
training.
21.
I will take the insight opportunity. 'Cause
Oh no!
Zach, you have a disdain for this individual. You do not like them. They are not a part of your vibe, and just them talking to you as if you were a child. How dare! You are not a child. You are a professional clown.
I guess I'll do an insight check as well, since it looks like everyone's rolling it.
If you want to.
And go ahead and once
It's
I had
all
a-
what you want to do.
I had a lot of chances to absorb that guy's vibe while I was dying internally.
So once Nicholas has rolled insight.
I think. Oh.
So Nicholas, you were kind of absorbed in the information that they were giving you, learning about the Adventurers
about
Guild
right.
schedule. You do know about the eventual inauguration day where all of the new adventurers get enrolled in the Adventuring Guild, and it's usually about how every adventure starts is you start by doing some minor stuff around town and kind of prove yourself competent, and then you're able to hop on the Adventurers Guild's airship when it stops in a town during the spring, and then they make their way around the continent and drop you off at the guild headquarters. And Aria, you know that this guy, they're doing their job, and the there's not much else to say. You're zoning out as they kind of droned on with Sandra. On the other hand, you pick up on the finer details. There's just a couple of things. They're certainly putting on airs in a way. Their voice, they seem to be talking with what seemed to be a slightly deeper voice, and you think you picked up some almost elven vibes as they certainly have been. They're putting on some sort of appearance. But the thing that you pick up mostly is the fact that they kind of pegged this group as a band of ragamuffins. You are the motley crew of unusual people that he certainly expects Sandra, you are probably not going to keep it in a slot. And
Cut out.
I cut out?
Yeah.
Which part did I cut out on?
You just did. Just repeat that last sentence.
So Sandra, he doesn't expect you to continue interacting with us a lot more. So, he kind of clumped you up with them.
Very
and
fair.
Then it's just like, all right, yeah, this is already a bad match. So, the lot of you are left to your own devices.
Yeah, after he leaves, I kind of just rub the sides of my temples, pushing back my hood a bit and letting more of my glowing hair out. How illuminated is it in here, I want to ask?
Oh, it's fairly well illuminated. The sun is, it's setting. Since it's early spring, it certainly is setting in a bit of an earlier hour, but there's still, you can see that there are magic sconces along the walls that are, as the natural light is beginning to fade, the artificial magical light is beginning to illuminate the room, giving a nice bluish purple glow.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I kind of just rub the temples of my head. My hood gets pushed back a bit and some strands of hair fall out. Around reaching to my shoulders, and it's like, and it doesn't actually really light much up a bit, but everyone can obviously notice more hair glowies. I'm just like, oh my god, thank god he's got it. I couldn't take another second of that. She says, visibly like loosening up.
Yes. What a bore.
So I think I was just paying attention to the book more than I was paying attention to the speech. I got that we'll be training for a couple of weeks, and that we join the Adventurers Guild if we have a group that's bigger than 3 people. But otherwise, that's about it.
I look over to Zach and be like, could you just honk once to snap my brain out of that boredom?
Honk.
Aria chuckles to herself and says thanks.
You're welcome. No one ever requests those.
I grab the last bits of my cheesecake with my bare hands and then just stuff it in my face, trying to relax.
I look over at Zach, fucking befuddled.
Honk.
Where is that noise coming from?
Honk. Just when Zach's throat opens to honk, there is no emotion. It just the sound comes out.
He just honks like a goose.
Hey, here's a question.
Roll for perception.
Honk.
Just
But it sounds
to
like a fucking
figure out where the
honk.
honk comes
It
from.
Like a
sounds like a
bicorn?
freaking it sounds like a bicorn.
Honk honk.
Please replace every time we say honk with an actual honk noise.
I will
After doing the
not
file, I will do that.
fill up the book with that.
Wait a
the
minute, we
file,
had
I
two
will.
nat 20s. I forgot about the air horn. I
That's
don't remember the air horn command though.
Yeah, by the way,
No,
if
we
you
have
could,
dice
if you replace
effects
the nat
to
20 sound with the
Make
honk,
up for it, don't worry.
It'd be cool if we had a honk for the nat 20, but we don't. But we have to
I
honk
mean,
it.
your nat 20s.
Yes, do we have a honk noise for that? No,
We
we
can
don't.
work
It's
on
fine.
that later.
It's fine. It's fine.
Anyway,
Yeah.
back to game.
Game.
Yes.
Yeah, Arya is completely loosened up after all this.
Do you want part of the cake ball? I don't know how big it is, just holding this amorphous cake balls.
Arya looks
Like-
at the cake ball, eyes glimmering slightly.
I grab a little
Zach,
piece
pull-
of it.
Yeah, Zach pulls out his cane, turns it into a sword, and stabs it in half, cutting it into four. Puts the pieces out on the plate, turns its sword back into a cane, and just reaches out with the little cake slices to eat to the three. Cake?
Is there anything I could roll to see if I resist this or not?
Resist what?
The temptation of the cake ball.
I mean, you can
A friendly
roll whatever
clown
you
is
want.
offering you cake. I'm gonna fucking roll against you with persuasion.
I mean, it's gonna. How did your character feel about it?
Well, yeah, I'm like very tempted by the cake, and also the clown's offering it, which is slightly also pushing me towards. But like, I really, really shouldn't.
I mean, you can go ahead and just roll a d20.
I'm gonna roll a d8 because I can.
Go for it.
I fall victim to cake.
Cake?
Why
You
does
too?
the 5 glow?
Yeah, why does it glow? It's not like a crit number or anything of the sort.
Don't ask
so-
questions. That's my special one.
How many
Oh,
did
that's
you
right,
set
yeah.
up?
Don't worry about it. It's a very special die for it. But yeah,
It's my magical star color d8.
Nerd and Goat, do you want cake? Just aggressively aiming it in your faces.
I'm not. I
I'll be able
shake
to
my
resist
head.
I
Arya
was
just takes a
already
big
okay
chomp
with
out
the
of it.
cake. I was literally gonna take a piece of the cake.
I
Oh,
shake
okay,
my
here you
head.
go.
No,
Just puts it on your plate.
I already ate.
Can I resist the second cake?
Hmm?
That's the no.
I take Sandra's half the cake, or
There
quarter,
you go.
if she's rejecting it. And I munch.
You have to eat the
So,
cake. It is
do you
mostly
guys-
frosting.
Yeah, it's mostly frosting.
Yum.
You can see
so-
Arya's eyes actually dilate slightly from all the sugar.
So, do you guys have any plans for an adventuring group? Because I really don't.
We have
Are you
christened
shaking?
our adventuring with this cake. I consider us already a group. This is
I'm-
not negotiable.
I look over at Sandra, who hasn't taken the cake.
What?
The cake is the initiation.
Is
Eat the cake if you want to join the group.
You can make another ball.
I take my finger, I scoop up a little bit and I put it in my mouth. What's it taste like?
It tastes like frosting,
Okay.
sugary frosting.
Sugar.
Good.
Yes,
good.
that settles it. We're an adventuring party. Woo!
Whoa, honk.
I roll for perception to see where the honk comes from. Wait, what is my... Oh, I have +5 in perception. Oh, dang.
You are an elf, yes.
Wait, what is he person?
I have figured out where the honk comes from.
The clown.
Yeah. It comes from inside of Mac. Zach.
Mac is his brother.
Yeah.
He's
Mac
not a
the
clown,
Lego
unfortunately.
maniac.
That's
Oh, God.
where he gets the Legos. He's a magician.
Yeah, he's a Lego maniac.
Anyway,
Legos would have been Zach's passion if it weren't for them not
This-
existing.
so with the consumption of cake, the pact is sealed. The
You hear an ominous,
tentative,
deeper honk from a distance.
Exactly.
with that, a tentative adventuring group has been formed. All of you knowing that you at least have seen them once when they were shown to the room, and then some of you disappeared, some of you, continued sleeping in that room. But now the lot of you are bound tentatively as acquaintances. And you all sit there, some of you with partially eaten plates of food, some of you with no food whatsoever. And you just take a moment to kind of appreciate the absurdity that has brought you all together.
Yes, the absurdity of a cake ball and two people engorging themselves with food.
I didn't do anything. How did I get here?
You got on an airship.
I am a
because you were
loner
going-
introvert that's been traveling alone for a year. What am I doing?
And yet you ate the frosting.
Yeah, you ate the frosting.
Everyone
You
was
literally
staring
said
at
it before you
me.
did. Well, you didn't have to do it. You could
It
just
kind
say
of
no.
looks like Aria is staring at Sandra, but in reality, she's still taking in the amount of sugar.
So, was there anything else that the group wished to do?
Overcome my
So
overwhelming
who wants
social
vegan
anxiety.
lasagna?
Oh, not really. Zach's good.
Overcome
Yeah.
my
Okay,
overwhelming
I'll have it to
social
myself.
anxiety.
Sorry, that's one you have to do a quest for.
I wish I could do it,
Got your
but I'm
side
too
quest
low
for that.
level to do it.
Yeah.
It's super unfortunate. I barely had enough level to ask the two guys at the other table.
So,
Mhm.
if there wasn't anything else that the group wished to do, then with that, the night begins to wind down. Some people begin making their way off of the dining floor, either up or down. Some people get to drinks and make their way over towards the observation glass that is right behind you, and the Ifrit at the bar passes out, and you see Bronzel walk over, grab them with one arm, and take them down the stairs to the cabins. And with the acceleration of time, it comes time for everyone to go to sleep.
Go sleepsies.
So, I shall ask, does everyone go to the cabin room that you were assigned?
Yeah.
Nope.
Zach's
Yes,
there
so.
early.
The cake was too much for Zach.
Just
Wait,
sitting on the bed, just ready to greet anyone who comes in.
I'm going to arbitrarily move everyone down.
Oh,
I'm combining
Oh, the
these two
Pokeball is
rooms.
actually working.
yeah.
Yeah, kind
Wow,
of.
It works.
this is
Hey.
really small.
Yeah, the fuck. Wow, I can barely see
Weren't we
what's in
sharing
front
a
of me.
room?
Yes.
I was not in that room with you, though.
I mean, you were assigned to the room, but I'm combining these two rooms now. So these two rooms, I said that they were going to be large bunk rooms that people were sharing, and then
Okay, so they're bunk
I
beds?
can't even see
Yes.
the room.
Can't even see
Okay.
it.
I'm working on it. Give me a smeckin.
Context for the folks at home. Foundry Virtual Tabletop has Fog of War walls and a very serious lighting engine that we have yet to get a handle on.
Okay, I think everyone should be good to see.
Yep, I can see.
So Zach is waiting for us. How is he waiting?
Oh no, just standing on his not.
Honestly, if he wants to
Sitting on the
show
bed.
off, he could be levitating
bed,
in
so
the
it's not
air
a top
above
bunk?
the bed.
No, just sitting on the bed, staring at the door. Just
Just for which bed?
eager.
Like where?
I don't know. I can't see anything. Oh wait, no, I can now.
Yeah, go down. Yeah, top bunk or bottom bunk. Look, I'm trying to theater the mind it because it's kind of cramped.
Oh yeah, sure. Just up the top.
He's on top bunk? Cool.
Yeah, just sitting
Aria's
up.
gonna be off put for like a second because I could swore you were behind us. And then she just gets on the other top bunk. And then just kind of asks him, so, was that a book of yours, like, trapped with, like, glitter or prank or something?
It is a book. You read it. It gives you knowledge. That's all it is. It's just a book.
Sorry.
Hmm.
I should ask, where did Sandra go?
Sandra's
going to
outside
sleep,
the
right?
room.
Yes.
She
I asked everyone if they were going to their room.
she
and
has
they-
taken a blanket and she is up on the deck.
All right. Well, then
sleeping
I'm gonna
under the
move you to
stars.
the upper deck. Hold on, give me a
Takes out
second.
his.
We
his
actually
notebook,
have an
writes
upper deck
down-
here. Holy shit!
writes out his notebook, which he's been jotting in every so often. Just fucking not a team player.
I'm just gonna be over here on the bow.
Yep.
Just very nice, having a nap out under the
So-
stars.
I decide to finally read Zach's book.
All right, so you pull out the book.
Yep.
You pull out the book, pop it open, and what does the front page say, Zach?
The front page says, "How to make zombies."
Is it like
Oh,
scribbled or in
what?
print?
I already
It's
have
very-
that.
it's in print,
I
but
already
it's very
have
badly
the ability to
typed
make
out.
zombos.
It's in print. It's
This
badly
is
typed
nothing
out.
for
As you
me.
go on to read the page, it's very much a person's secondhand account of watching someone else do it, and not really understanding the steps.
You should ask, Nicholas, do you turn the page?
Fine.
I have to ask, does it look like this?
Like what?
Like I typed out?
And it's colored in crayon.
Yeah, basically. It is typed though.
So,
Like all the words are spelled right. It's like that.
so,
Got it, it's
Uh,
in clown.
so, Nicholas, as you turn the page, you grab the corner of the page, and it's a regular page, a regular book. You flip the page, and then suddenly you hear "purr" as a bunch of confetti and little origami, like almost looks like colored pencil, like zombie pictures, just like fly out at you and just coat you and your bed with just a small amount of confetti.
Aria jumps, knocking down her and points, knocking off her hood, and her hair completely flows out as she just excitedly exclaims, "I knew it! I knew it!" And then points to Zach, "I knew it!"
Zach, you had no knowledge.
Confusion.
Yeah, I did exactly
Actually
the way you
confused
wrote.
clown noise.
Confused.
Yeah, confusion. That's why you glitter bombed your goddamn book.
Just
You can't talk, you're on the deck.
Wait, so you didn't even know the book you gave me? About the book
shrugs
you
the
gave me.
shoulders.
You just gave me a book and didn't know the contents of what was in the book.
I wrote the book. Sometimes things get into books, though.
I like hang my head down from my bunk down and look at Nicholas and I'm just like, trust clowns.
Yeah, I've been getting to notice that.
And I lift back up and then just kind of like semi-glare at Zach.
I've trusted clowns. Things have gone pretty well so far.
Well, I mean, I guess the book didn't kill me. It's just, well,
It's fun.
I guess I got confettied by a bunch of paper zombies.
Just nods vigorously.
I knew it though.
I'm just gonna clean up the confetti and put it into the trash can and hope that the person behind the ship doesn't notice what happened last night.
And this is why Sandra is on the deck.
Well, you don't even notice this because you're not in the room for you to notice it.
Yep,
Lone
but
wolf. You
we've
don't get
been
for
bunking
taking
for a
this.
while, and she's probably picked up a few things. Now you know why she's on the deck.
I want
Hey,
you to know,
wouldn't there be
Aria's
people
having a
very
previous,
confused by
like-
somebody just being on the deck, on the actually on a flying airship, no less? You're outside on a flying airship that's moving.
I'll
Unless the
say it's
airship
not the
lands.
warmest thing, but
Yeah, doable.
mhm.
But what about you just moving around when the airship is moving?
Fur coat.
Oh,
Talking about warmth,
Anyway.
fur coat.
well, no, I was talking about your body moving because of the airship moving. So you could just like
slide right off the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, what airship doesn't have a railing?
There's a railing, I can see it.
I just
Slip through the
imagine
railing,
it would be
just
very
small.
painful when like when the air current just hits you against the wall.
Eric, this isn't Star Wars. We have handrails.
I'm not talking about jumping out of the airship. That is not what I mean at all.
It's a magic airship. Don't question it. It's
okay,
magic.
then.
How much do
Okay.
you think this thing wobbles anyway?
Not a lot. It's a fucking magic airship. Unless they're doing evasive maneuvers, which hasn't happened yet. Who's gonna attack an adventure guild airship? You're gonna have every adventure guild member after you. Anyway, so is there anything else anyone wish to do?
Sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna bunk up for bed, just kind of like, take off most of my clothes and then just like try to hide most of my hair in my blankets as I go to bed. It still doesn't help though. It's basically a nightlight in the room.
So,
I guess I just fall asleep. I put away my staff and my book and my backpack and just put it on the table and go to sleep.
Zach just practices juggling some daggers before bed. Aside from that, he's good.
so make another performance check, Zach.
Whoa.
I swear, if you not won this is gonna be terrifying.
Clownishly. A lot of performance rolls.
It sounds like you're a clown.
You're glad that the others were attempting to sleep because it's not the best. You don't hurt yourself because, they're your juggling daggers, but
You came
That's
very
disappointing.
close.
yeah, it's not super... not your best work. You need to work on it.
Aside from that, yeah, it just gets ready for bed.
Okay. So, all
Good
of you...
practice getting angry and slow. Sorry.
So, all of you begin slowly falling asleep, making peace with the fact that this airship ride is almost over. You all begin fading, looking forward to the morning
I use
that
trance.
will come. So, as the night continued,
I use trance, by the way.
cool story, dude. So, as the night continued, the darkness begins overtaking the ship. All of the lights in the cabin, of course, dim for you. You are able to go over and adjust it to be brighter or darker as you wish, and of course, with sleep, you just turned it off. The only thing illuminating the room is the light glow of your companions. As all of you are...
Technical question.
So,
Were you not going to use the night effect for this?
no, because I don't want to fuck everything.
It's
I
just a
mean,
button.
sure, I can... Sure, I can hit this, but I don't know what
There
the...
we go.
On my end, it looks fucking terrible, but I'm glad it looks good
like
for
the
you.
dim thing, so whatever.
It just
All
makes
right,
everything
cool.
dimmer, sorta. It's just nice.
So, anyway, back to actual session. A lot of you are slowly going to sleep. A few hours pass, and Zach, you hear something in the darkness. While you're deep in slumber, something just pierces through. You hear,
Hmm? Does Zach jolt? Is he able to jolt up at the sound, or how sleepy is he?
you slowly rouse, kind of unsure what you heard.
How long have we been asleep?
Oh no, are we being attacked by killer clowns?
There's clownish activity afoot.
How long you've been asleep, you don't know. But you know that sleep has still taken all of you, except Zach.
Just gonna get up, take out his shield, and take a little walk with his cane in the direction of the sound. Definitely a
You
investigatory noise.
you step outside of the room, and when you have a step outside the room, you just hear a
Oh,
Honk so hard it actually cut off.
that's fine. Direction that could come from.
you certainly get that it's coming from the direction of the stair.
Just a casual stroll towards the staircase. I assume that's the left, right? One of the spirals.
Both of the spirals go down.
Oh, I'll just take the closest one.
Okay. So you make your way to the staircase, and as the as
Wait
As
a
you-
minute. I just realized my character doesn't sleep.
Alright, don't elves meditate or something?
yes,
I only sleep 4 hours a day.
both of you are fey creatures and trance for 4 hours, but that's taken into account. So stop fucking interrupting me.
Sorry.
Cool. Thanks. So, Zach, you make your way over towards the stairs, and you just feel as you are looking into the darkness, your eyes just peer through easily. Darkness isn't something that you're afraid of. Darkness is just the opportunity for more shenanigans.
From clownery.
And you easily begin stepping your way down the stair.
Oh.
You continue your way down, and I should be able to reveal the next area. I might have to put more lights down for you, so give me 1 second. So,
Don't suppose Zach can roll for stealth.
hold on, where did your piece go?
Oh, I just moved him up to the bottom.
Oh, you moved him up. Yeah, no, you need to go down.
Oh, that's the type of down we're going. Okay.
Yeah.
Those stairs go both directions?
Yes.
Okay.
So you make your way down, and it seems once again dark. Everything is in monochrome as you make your way through the halls, and you hear another
Yes.
and you continue. Do you continue down the hall?
Very much so.
You
Around the
continue
corner.
down.
Or down, I suppose.
Well, you heard it come from over here, and you see that there is a hallway to one side. and a slightly cracked door to the other. Right next to you.
He stood still to receive another glorious honk.
You currently hear nothing. Make a perception check.
Very well. Perception is 12. Or 2, yes. Okay. Bam.
So, from the other side of the doorway, you hear some light shuffling and a... Hold on, let me... quick. There we go. I had to turn off noise suppression. Hunter cut this part out. You hear just a light ratchet. And with that, you're certain that something is shuffling around on the other side of this door.
How noisy does this door look to be, though, if I were to open it up?
It is a metal bulkhead type door, but it, from how they've been presenting this airship, it certainly, every door doesn't have a heck of a lot of squeak to it. So if you wanted to try to stealthily go in, you certainly can.
Yeah, very well. Zach will attempt to creak open the door as quietly as possible.
Make a stealth check.
Surprise.
Alright, so as stealthily as possible, you give the door a little bit of a wiggle and it doesn't make any noise. And you slowly stealth your way inside. And right as you're pushing the door more and more open, and you're starting to just see almost what looks to be something. The room is filled with a thicker darkness. A darkness that you're lightly familiar with. A darkness. A magic darkness. Your eyes begin to adjust as you start trying to slip your way in. And you hear a shoo, and your body tenses as suddenly swoosh, you feel yourself covered in what seems to be a lukewarm liquid, and your vision is immediately blocked off as you feel something hit the top of your head. And you hear a honk. And you know on the inside, you just got pranked, bro.
Fuck. Yeah, you got me good.
I hate this campaign.
Goes to like just wipe it off.
I can't believe how much I hate
Oh, it was a
everything
bucket
right now.
trip.